And like Greece, you know, the U.S. version of Greece, also known as Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico. Do you love seeing those people? You know, they're jamming that stuff. Puerto Rico. Everybody's happy, dancing. You know, it's like Caribbean partying all the time. Man, that's what you think when you hear about it. No. Not. Remember the $70 billion? Massive amount of money they just can't seem to pay even make the payment on the debt. Yeah, the debt. As of yesterday, which technically speaking is May 3rd, since I do my videos at night, 2017, Puerto Rico files for biggest U.S. municipal bankruptcy. Yeah, I don't have my home. Yeah, I was about to play the dueling banjos. Doesn't really fit Puerto Rico, so I'm just going to pass on that one. Puerto Rico has filed for bankruptcy. It is going to be the biggest, the largest municipal bankruptcy filing ever in the United States. Puerto Rico currently owes its creditors $70 billion, which, in case you're wondering, remember when Detroit filed 2013? Theirs was $18 billion. This is a little more than that. 70 big ones, billion. Given the deficit that we have inherited, it is my responsibility to guarantee the best interests of the Puerto Rican people, Governor Ricardo Rossello said Wednesday. And Mr. Governor, I'm glad he said it like that. It is given the deficit that we have inherited, him too, it is my responsibility to guarantee the best interest of the banks? Nope. The bondholders? Nope. Anybody else? Nope. Except for the people, the Puerto Rican people. Therefore, he wants to file for bankruptcy. Again, it's on the books. It's a law. You can do it. Now, if you're Greece, we don't want you doing that. We want to suck every life force out of the businesses, privatize everything we can, which I don't know if I may have sent myself a video days ago. I haven't even got yet. Yes, I did. I do have another video. I don't know if I'll do it next or not. They want more austerity, more pension cuts, more government cuts, and they want to privatize some other industry, whatever's left. They are gutting that carcass out. Unbelievable. That's Greece. But we're talking about Puerto Rico now. Bankruptcy will not be an easy process. A judge still has to approve it. And if the judge is part of, the club, he or she ain't going to approve it. We want our buddies to get paid. Our banksters and our club members that are invested in those Puerto Rican bonds and debt, we want to make sure they get paid. So you cannot file for bankruptcy. We're going to turn you into Greece. Cuts, this, that. Or, breaking news, United States Congress passes a bill in the House, going to be quickly going to the Senate for approval to bail out Puerto Rican $70 billion. One or the other. Unless the judge decides, because he's not part of the club, you're absolutely approved, go for bankruptcy. Many prominent Wall Street firms. That's not looking good. You better hope to God that that judge is not part of the club. Next sentence. I didn't even see it. Next sentence. Many prominent Wall Street firms own Puerto Rico's bonds. And may I just say, it's kind of interesting. Today's the 4th of May. And the 11th. Remember the 11th? I keep talking about the date to watch stuff. The guy says that's got all the cycles right. Bad news can come on the 11th for the markets. That's a very important date for me. So Puerto Rico decides to file bankruptcy. We're a little more than a week away from that. From the 11th. Wonder what else is going to pop up there. Anyway, so many prominent. And when I hear the word prominent Wall Street firms, that means too big to fail banks. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, those guys. They are angry about the bankruptcy filing because they fear now they won't get paid back all the money they are owed. Puerto Rico's situation is ugly. The island has been in an economic recession for about a decade. That's funny. 2008 plus 10 years would be 2018. Oh, so Puerto Rico's been experiencing the same thing we have, except we just lie and give you fake numbers to make you feel good. Huh. The island has been in an economic recession for about a decade, and the unemployment rate is 11.5%. So what do? Borrow more money. We know we can't pay it. We'll let some other politician in the future deal with it. 10 years will go by. And now 10 years, the governor, I've inherited it, so we're going to deal with this properly. Default filing, thank you. Bankruptcy filing, thank you. The island's financial crisis is so bad that Congress installed a fiscal oversight board. Remember that one? Remember I covered that. To call the shots last year. The board stopped trying to negotiate with creditors this week and filed for bankruptcy. Sirs, madams, boys and girls, Puerto Rico passed the point of no return a long time ago. And it saddens me today to say we can no longer even try to resurrect this dead carcass. Bankruptcy protection filing, please. Have a nice day. That's about how that phone call probably went. Make no mistake, the board has chosen to turn Puerto Rico into the next Argentina, says Andrew Rosenberg, Saul Rosenberg, a lawyer at Paul Weiss Rifkind, Wharton, and Garrison, who is advising some of Puerto Rico's bondholders. Oh, and who were some of the Puerto Rican bondholders? Let me go back up again. Many prominent Wall Street firms own Puerto Rico's bonds. Go back down to where I was. Make no mistake, the board has chosen to turn Puerto Rico into the next Argentina. Scare them. Don't let them do that. We need our money back. Scare them into thinking that Argentina is going to happen to them. What I think he meant to say is Venezuela. That would have really put the fear in him. But yeah, Argentina, back in 2000, 2001, actually 2001, 2002, their dollar was 1-to-1 with ours. They woke up one day later, and it was all of a sudden 3-to-1. The people over there had U.S. dollars in different bank accounts, playing it safe, doing the smart thing, in case any currency issues ever happen to that country, because they've had some problems in the past. Government passed the law in the middle of the night. Anybody that has American dollars, you give that to us, the government, and you replace it with Argentine pesos in exchange. And the people thought, well, that's okay. I'll get 3 times the amount of pesos since you're taking my dollars and they're worth 3 times. No, the government's taking 10,000, let's say, of your American dollars you had in the bank, and we're giving you back 10,000 pesos. 1-to-1 exchange locally. Ooh, hurt, didn't it? But if they had precious metals at that moment, anybody that had precious metals at that very moment would have been completely unaffected. Because that 3 times the value in American dollars would have happened to their gold and silver, and they could have then sold the gold and silver if they needed to and got 3 times the value of what their pesos were. Right? That's why I always talk about gold and silver so much. Trump says no bailout. On the campaign trail, Donald Trump said he would not bail out Puerto Rico. He repeated that again in a recent tweet. Mick Mulvaney, Trump's budget director, said Wednesday that the White House pushed hard to ensure no federal dollars will go toward paying the island's debts in the latest congressional budget deal. People are literally fleeing Puerto Rico to go and live in the mainland U.S. What? I've already got enough riffraff. Especially Florida. The island's population has declined by 350,000 in the past 10 years. Even worse, what's this? Found out a doctor per day is leaving Puerto Rico. Every day, at least one doctor is leaving Puerto Rico. causing a severe shortage of medical help as the island was fighting the Zika crisis. Boy, speaking of turning to Argentina, I don't think Argentina's going to be the right call. I think Venezuela might be the right call. As businesses and people say goodbye to Puerto Rico, there's even less money to pay back creditors. The island's latest budget plan includes only $800 million a year to pay back creditors. That's a mere 20% of what the island had been paying creditors in the past. It's down five times what it was, right? 100%, down 20%. It's down 5 times what it was. Special Title III process for Puerto Rico. The bankruptcy process is a positive step, says Ted Hamilton, an analyst at Moody's Investor Service. Although a court proceeding will take considerable time and likely involve losses for all Puerto Rico bondholders, it will be an orderly process, Hampton said. Last year, Congress approved a bill called Promesa, Spanish for promise, to try to help Puerto Rico. It created the Oversight Board in a special Title III process that is similar to the Chapter 9 bankruptcy provision that cities like Detroit have used in the past. Chapter 9 isn't an option for Puerto Rico since it is a U.S. territory. But it has the next best thing, apparently, that we gave it, this Promesa law. So, anyways, not looking real good for our friends down in Puerto Rico. Incredible.